said, I'd like to see you if you don't mind. He said, I'd love to dead if I could find the time. As I hung up the phone, it occurred to me he'd grown up just like me. My boy was just like me.
What's up, guys? Boy Benny. Do you have kids? Do you want kids? Do you have grandkids? I mean, a lot of people, like, having children is a real critical part to a lot of people's existence. It certainly is. Mine, I have 3 kids. I think about them all day long. And so I have a bit of a metaphorical brain teaser for you. What kind of kids do you want? What kind of kids do you want? If you don't have kids, if you have little kids, what kind of young men or women do you want them to grow up to be? I'll give you 2 options, okay? I'm gonna give you 2 options. We'll use breaking news to give you 2 potential options for what kind of son, perhaps, you could have, right? I got a son. Would you like your son to grow up like Barron Trump? A lot of bad headlines about Barron Trump and his father. But let's look at the facts here. Barron Trump, by every measure, is a gentleman, snazzy, well-dressed, fit, 6'8". Barron Trump is following in his father's footsteps, entering the political arena. He's going to be a delegate to the convention. Barron Trump will be the youngest delegate at the convention. This is something that obviously makes his father very proud. Barron Trump is apparently sharp, funny, sarcastic, tough, not weak, and has his own political aspirations, according to recent reports. This is something that obviously I think any father would crow about. Many online are saying Barron Trump will be the tallest president in history. How great is Barron Trump? Well, let's listen to people, what they have to say about Barron Trump.
He's a very interesting guy, the son of Donald Trump, 6'7", 6'8". We're doing a podcast with Ryan Garcia. He stays there and he walks. He says, let me walk you to your car. The son of a billionaire who's a president says, let me walk you to your car. He's working customer service. He walks us to our car and he's standing there until we get in the car to leave. He says, look, no matter what I do, no matter what my brothers do, no matter how much money we make, our success will never come close to what our father had to do, because he really had the hard life, not us. We have an easy life. He just turned 18. Are you kidding me? Like, what a freaking stud of a kid to say something like that, right?
Yeah, what a king. That's why people are sharing images like this online. So yeah, it is enough to make you say you're a proud father, right? It's a proud father.
That's very cute, because he's a very young guy, and he's graduating from high school this year. He's a very good student, very smart. And I think that's great. I think it's very interesting, too. But he's pretty young, I will say. He's 17. But if they can do that, I'm all for it. I think I'm all for it. And he probably would be, knowing him, he would probably.
So Donald Trump saying that it's cute. Donald Trump saying he's a young guy. You can see, look at the look on Trump's face. Trump never looks like this. Look at the smile. Look at that. We're getting a lot of like very stern alpha frown face Trump these days. Look, he can't help himself but crack a smile. That's the face of a proud father. This is the face of a proud father right there, right? You've seen every Trump expression under the sun. That's the face of a proud father. You know what isn't the face of a proud father? This. Look at the way that Joe Biden looks at Hunter Biden as he wobbles behind Jill Biden. It's like grabs his nose, pats his head, and walks away from his family. Yeah. What kind of son would you want? Would you prefer Barron Trump or the guy?
I probably smoke more Parmesan cheese than anyone.
Cheese.
Anyone that you know, I'm sure, Tracy.
Yeah. Okay. You know, a lot of people say that the parenting makes the child, and they're right. They're absolutely right. And you can see it even at the youngest ages. The parenting makes the child. The children are a reflection of their parents. Barron is a reflection of his father, and you can actually see that. He's like a spitting image. And Hunter Biden is a reflection of the choices of his father. And those choices may well, I'd be shocked if this happened, but may well land Hunter Biden in prison. Hunter Biden's bid to throw out federal gun case is rejected, clearing way for the president's son to face jury trial next month. Hunter Biden will be facing trial on what is arguably the most dangerous charge that he's got. He's got a bunch of charges, actually. There are a ton of felony charges against Hunter Biden. But these ones about the federal gun case are the ones that could really stick. Okay? So here's hoping. Let's get into the news. This is the breaking news. Just like a fun, metaphorical brain tease. 2 different sons making news at the same time. Which one would you prefer to have? Which one's a good reflection on their father? Which son's activities reflect positively on their father? Barron's or Hunter's? The Third Circuit Court of Appeals refused to throw out, a federal gun charge against Hunter Biden, rejecting the president's son's claim that he is being prosecuted for political purposes. The decision clears a way for Hunter to face a jury trial in the case on June 3rd in Delaware during his father's re-election campaign. The president's son, 54, has pleaded not guilty to 3 felony charges related to lying about his drug use while purchasing a gun in 2018. He faces up to 25 years in prison if he is convicted after the trial, and it could last up to 9 days. His efforts to scuttle the criminal case he faces in California involving tax allegations have also failed. Hunter's lawyers have argued that the case was politically motivated and asserted that an immunity provision from an original plea deal fell apart. Still holds. Yeah, not great. So let's go through the actual details of all of this. So the details are that don't F around with federal forms. Okay? As a proud firearm owner of many firearms, let me tell you what. I filled out a bunch of these. You see right up here, Department of Justice, right at the very top. This is called a federal NICS form. This is a background form that you best not lie on. If you're caught lying on it, very bad things will happen to you. Of course, you're not supposed to have firearms. A bunch of people aren't supposed to have firearms. Criminal aliens aren't supposed to have firearms. A bunch of felons aren't supposed to have firearms. And this section right here, Section E, you're not supposed to have firearms if you are currently in the use or possession of marijuana, depressants, stimulants, narcotic drugs, or any other controlled substances. If you answer no on this, then you've lied to the federal government. You've lied on a form to the federal government, and there are big time penalties for that, especially if you are purchasing a gun. You should never lie on a federal form, but ladies and gentlemen, with the firearm forms, these are particularly bad. Now, what have we learned? Well, we've learned that not only did Hunter Biden lie on that form, that was bad enough. We've also learned that he was effectively protected by the Secret Service while he was buying that gun. The Secret Service tried to do a shakedown of the gun store where Hunter Biden bought that gun. Nobody can explain to me why Secret Service had protection of Hunter Biden in 2018. His father wasn't in office. They weren't planning on running for office, as far as I know. Nobody was talking about Joe Biden. He was already a fossil being made fun of. In 2018, President Joe Biden's son Hunter and his daughter-in-law Haley were involved in a bizarre incident in which Haley took Hunter's gun and threw it into the trash can behind a grocery store next to a school. Delaware police began investigating, concerned that the trash can was across from a high school and that the missing gun could be used in a crime involving children, of course, at a school. Police report obtained by Politico. But a curious thing happened at the time. The Secret Service agents approached the owner of the gun store where Hunter Biden bought the gun and asked to take the paperwork involving the sale, according to 2 people. First-hand knowledge. Gun store owner refused to supply the paperwork, suspecting that the Secret Service officers wanted to hide Hunter's ownership of the missing gun. We now have the report right here. Secret Service says it has no records of agents investigating the incident. Joe Biden, and was not under protection at the time, though a spokesperson has said he has no knowledge of Secret Service involvement. So it's a cover-up. It's a cover-up. So this long story, essentially, says that Hunter, who was banging his dead brother's widow, I'm sorry, there's no other way to say it. I'm sorry. His brother died. It's tragedy, right? His brother Bo dies, but then Hunter immediately moves in to shag his brother's widow, Haley Biden. Weird. The Federal Bureau of Investigation also responded to the scene. According to people familiar with the situation at the time, the FBI was monitoring Hunter Biden as part of an investigation into what remains an ongoing, currently focused on his taxes. The FBI declined to comment. In addition, Haley, police called Hunter to the scene where he was questioned outside of the store's loading dock and explained the use of the gun for target practice. Oh, okay. So now you know. At one point, two of the employees described by the police report as Mexican males walked past the loading dock area. Hunter told the police officer the store had suspicious people. Hunter told police officers that the store had suspicious people working at it. Asked if he was referring to those two staffers, Hunter said, "Yeah, probably illegal," according to the report. When a police officer asked Hunter whether the gun had been used in a crime, the officer reported that Hunter became very agitated with me and asked me if I was intentionally trying to make him mad. Then the officer asked Hunter whether he had been doing drugs or drinking heavily, and he responded, "Listen, it isn't like that. I think she believes I was going to kill myself." Jeez. An officer asked Hunter whether he had called his father about the incident before arriving. Hunter responded, "I have never called my dad or for anything." Okay. After being questioned, Hunter retrieved the case for the gun, which included the gun's serial number, from Haley's house and returned to the grocery store to hand it over to police, according to the report. Oh my goodness. While police questioned Hunter and Haley, two Secret Service agents arrived at the store where the hunter had purchased the gun in Wilmington. According to two people familiar with the incident, the agents showed their badges and identification cards to the store's owners and asked to take possession of the firearm transaction record that Hunter had filled out to buy the gun earlier in the month, according to the people familiar with the incident. They refused to hand over the transaction record. Good for them. Such records fall under the purview of the ATF. The Secret Service agents left without the records, according to the people. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that remarkable? They tried to shake it. They tried to shake him down to protect Hunter Biden, who was trying to blame like two Hispanic employees because, and I quote, "probably illegal." It's a quote from the police report. So Hunter Biden is a scumbag. He is a dirtbag. It's a piece of garbage. And now, hopefully, he will stand trial and be convicted. Force Joe Biden to pardon this guy on his way out. You see Hunter Biden there. Force Joe Biden to pardon him, right? Who would you prefer as your son? How funny is all this? Well, Tim Dillon and Joe Rogan talk about Joe Biden's failure as a parent on Joe Rogan's show. Find me an American who doesn't agree with it. Let me tell you what, every single parent in this country totally agrees with this. Joe Biden is a failure of a president, but on a much worse and darker moral level, he's a failure as a parent.
Yeah, they had a meeting over the holidays where they're like, we're assessing
July 4th holidays?
No, this was during the holidays. And they were like, the Biden family had this meeting, Jamie could look it up, where they were like,
December.
Yeah, where they were like, we're going to see if he's going to run again. And Jill and Hunter and the rest of the crew met, and they decided it's a great idea for him to run again. And I'm like, it's crazy sending a guy that old into battle again. And I don't, so.
There was some article, Jamie, about the accusations of how much money they received. Like some new one came out today. They were trying to figure out how much money the Biden family received during this whole Hunter Biden scandal thing.
Right. What's a big scandal? People are going like, well, his son's an addict and he stood by his son. Number one, don't stand by it. Like if a laptop came out where I had done what Hunter Biden did, my family would tell people I was dead. Like, and they're not even the president. My dad sells wine and he wouldn't admit, like, there is a time you cannot support your kids, by the way. What are we talking about? People are like, well, he's a good father. It's like, is he? Was he?
Do you think it was his coke at the White House?
Whose coke is it outside? It's definitely his coke. But I don't like narcs and rats, so I think he should he can have a blast.
Yeah, what's the big deal? You're at dad's house.
If your father's a president, you can't have
Hunter Biden's been a staggering $800,000, nearly $900,000 on prostitutes, porn, sex club membership, and took $1.6 million from ATMs. Wow, what's Hunter Biden doing taking all that cash from the ATM? Here's an important thing about the sex club membership that just in case you're wondering, in case you're still agnostic about which son you would prefer, there is a demonic, satanic sex club in LA, in the Hollywood Hills, that Hunter Biden became a member of. And the man who runs that sex club, the guy who runs the satanic, demonic sex club, he banned Hunter Biden and has done interviews. He'll talk to you. He's done interviews saying Hunter Biden is such a bad person. He came to the sex club and he behaved so poorly, so grotesquely, that I kicked him out. Hunter Biden got kicked out of a demonic, satanic sex club because of his bad behavior. He's a bad person, says the guy who runs the satanic sex club. In case you're wondering. In case you're still wondering, breath of fresh air. Ladies and gentlemen, good. Hunter Biden charged. Let's go win this thing. Is this the collapse of Joe Biden? Is this what the plan was all along? All the Trump cases are collapsing, and now the Biden cases are all ratcheting up. Let's go. Let's go. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe for more good news. Parent your children. Please. Good parents can save America. See ya.